Aloha, Dave here. I learned yesterday that all of DoD is going to shift to face coverings. I don't know why we're not using the term mask, but probably for the rest of this video I'll use the term mask. So back when we lived in Hawaii, I made, I don't know what inspired me, but one day I got on Amazon and bought a sewing machine and decided to make some Aloha curtains. Here they are in the background. They're basically two-sided, the Aloha print on the outside and the back. It has a backing, which I think just makes them way better, makes them look better. And then when I got on the CDC website on how to make your own mask, the methodology is very similar. So if you look at the CDC website, it's a list of materials and step-by-step procedures. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to turn on some Hawaiian music at a low volume. All right, let's get started. First step is to cut out two 10 by 6 inch rectangles of cotton fabric. Use tightly woven cotton. So with regard to the mask I'll be wearing in the Pentagon, I expect the guidelines to be conservative. So my plan is to do plain on the outside and then Aloha fabric on the inside, and then it will be reversible. So when I'm not in the Pentagon, I can have the more Aloha style face mask. So 10 by 6. So here's, and you can see it's like Beth and I, never good at getting rid of things. It's like we've been preparing for a global pandemic our whole lives. So we have lots of fabric scraps. I think the one I'm going to go with is this one actually. And then another feature of Aloha fabric is one of my favorite styles of Aloha shirt is reverse print. It just makes it a kind of a more subdued look, but I think it'll go bright for my mask. All right, I have this cardboard, I don't even know what it's called, but it's just used for measuring fabric, definitely not required. Probably should iron that first. So there's a pro tip: iron it first. So I'm gonna just iron these flat. By the way, this is the print we have in our bedroom curtains. I'm not going to take it in our bedroom right now, but really like this pattern. Next step is to fold over the long sides, 1/4 inch in hem, then fold the double layer of fabric over 1/2 inch along the short sides and stitch down. So here's another pro tip. I learned from my experience making curtains that it's actually a lot more ironing than sewing. If you put a good crease on where you want to hem something, you actually don't even need to pin it to feed it through the sewing machine. So let me check those measurements again. It's 1/4 inch on the long side. Oh, so I want the this to be the outside, so I'm gonna get that right. All right, then I'll do that for the other side. As I'm doing this, I think it would be better to make the I could actually make the Aloha print fabric a smaller size. Let's see how this goes. And it says 1/2 inch on the short sides. I don't know how critical that is. All right, now I need to set up my sewing machine, so I'll take a break and get that set up. Sewing machine's set up, needs to be plugged in now. So this is a Brother CS6000i computer sewing machine. It's got all these stitch patterns it does automatically, but I basically just use 0, 0, straight line stitch, and that's definitely appropriate for this project. Here's a sewing machine, and it has this like reverse button. So whenever I start a stitch, I like to kind of go back and forth a few times to make it more reinforced. It goes backwards. Now I'm getting a little creative because we don't actually have any elastic on hand, so what I'm going to deviate from the CDC procedure with regard to the how to actually fasten around your ears. What I have is one of Beth's hair elastics, and I'm going to try to sew it into the sides. The way I'm planning to do that is to start with just tacking the middle. Actually, as much as I can get in, that's underneath the hem. Here goes. Alright, I don't know if you can see what I did there. I kind of deviated on the fly. I learned that I was able to stretch the elastic while still going down the hem, so I'll just try to finish it off the other way. Starting from the center out, going to the notice I did the back and forth stitch on each end to kind of reinforce it. All right. I'll clean all this stuff up in a second, but I'm pretty pleased with how I was able to do that. My sense is this is going to end up being too tight, so it may need to go longer than 10 inches. But, all right, so just do that same thing on the other side. Sewing machine casualty where I got a thread jam somehow or another. So I cleared that, and then actually going to do this side a different way. I'm actually going to, now that I learned that I can kind of keep this thing, the elastic straight as I sew down the hem, I'm going to start at the end. Do a little back and forth. got a little sloppy at the end, but really I just wanted to see if this would work at all. So let me just clean up these threads. A whole bunch of mess of threads. Yeah, definitely not the most professional looking sewing job, but all right, here goes. So it is definitely too tight, but wearable, so I think we'll try it out on Andrew. So this is the inside the Pentagon look. And this is the outside the Pentagon look. Another thing Beth thought of is we found some wire. If you want to, we might try this feeding wire through this top hem so you can form it to your nose. So, last thing I'd like to say is happy birthday to my cousin Jim, and live aloha.